Yeah, let's starting. As a part of Master Snowflake Data Engineering, in this session, we are going to discuss Snowflake introduction tip. So here, in this session, first we'll start understanding what is Snowflake and Snowflake cloud architecture and prerequisites for Snowflake. Okay, yeah, let's start it. So first point, Snowflake Snowflake is a cloud-based data warehousing platform. Cloud-based data warehousing platform. Let's first understand traditional data warehousing. Traditional data warehouse. In traditional data warehouse, we create a master and slave architecture. Master slave architecture. We create multiple missions in a cluster. Multiple missions in a cluster. Okay. So worker contain storage and worker also contain a processing units. Worker contain storage, worker contain processing. And we will create a cluster of missions to store the data, to process the data in traditional data warehousing architecture. But coming to Snowflake, Snowflake is a cloud-based data warehousing platform. So here storage is separate. It separates storage and compute resources. Snowflake separates storage and separates processing. This processing is generic terminology. In Snowflake terminology, we call it as virtual warehouse. Processing unit, we call it as virtual warehouse. Okay. In traditional data warehouse, we create a cluster. Let's say 200 node cluster. There is a limit in cluster size. There is a limit in cluster size. Some data warehouses supports 256 machines. Some data warehouses supports max of 512 machines. Assume each machine 1 TB storage. Then max of 512 TB storage data we can store into traditional data warehouses. Coming to cloud, here Snowflake supports unlimited storage. There is no limitation. Unlimited storage. There is no limitation like traditional architecture. It supports unlimited storage. And Snowflake supports multiple let's continue. Snowflake currently supporting multiple clouds platforms. Let me explain. Snowflake currently supporting 3 cloud settings. Backend for Snowflake cloud is any one of this cloud. While creating Snowflake account, you can choose backend cloud for your Snowflake. It supports AWS, it supports Azure, it supports GCP. While creating account, we can choose which cloud you want. Okay. Let's say if I choose AWS cloud for my Snowflake, then storage purpose, it uses AWS S3. Processing purpose, it uses AWS EC2 machines. Okay. Next, if I choose Snowflake backend is Azure. If I choose Snowflake backend purposes Azure, then storage it uses Azure Blob Service. Processing purpose, it uses Azure VM service. Okay. If I choose Snowflake backend is GCP. Storage purpose, it uses Google Cloud Storage service. Processing purpose, it uses Google Cloud Engine service. Okay. Yeah, let me once again explain diagrammatically. That's it. This is my Snowflake cloud. Snowflake cloud. Okay. As a user, as a user, we can create a account. We can create a Snowflake account by opening snowflake.com. Okay. By opening snowflake.com, we can create account. While creating account, you can choose AWS or Azure or Azure or GCP. You can choose a backend cloud. So based on your selection, it is going to take either AWS, or Azure or GCP as backend cloud for your account. Okay. If it is AWS, S3 is the storage service and EC2 is the processing service. EC2 is the processing service. If it is Azure, Blob is the storage service and VM service is processing service, Azure VM service. If it is Google Cloud Storage is a storage service and Google Cloud Engine is processing service. Okay, this is my AWS, Snowflake cloud account. Okay. While creating AWS account, we can choose this one. And AWS, Azure, GCP. These are Snowflake enterprise accounts. Snowflake enterprise AWS account, Snowflake enterprise AWS account, or Azure account, Snowflake enterprise AWS account, or Snowflake enterprise Azure account, or Snowflake enterprise GCP account. They are going to allocate for you. Let's say user one. User one, it creates a separate space here, separate virtual machines here. User two, it creates separate space, separate EC2 machines. Depends upon cloud we choose. Okay. In their enterprise account, they are going to create resources. S3 resource, EC2 resource. Okay. Clear writing? Snowflake is a cloud data warehouse. Backend, it uses any one of these clouds. Current Snowflake is supporting AWS cloud, Azure cloud, GCP cloud. They have their own enterprise account in AWS, Azure, and GCP. Once you create, they are going to allocate S3 resource, EC2 resource for you in their enterprise account. So you create a table. Let's say first you create a database. You create a schema. Then in this, for you, it will create a bucket with your username. In that, it will create a folders. In that folder, it is going to create a table with folder name. Let's say EMP folder. In that, it is going to insert the data of your files. Then whenever you write a select query, this select query going to pass to EC2. In that EC2 mission, they have a Snowflake software. This Snowflake software knows how to process this data. Okay, now let's understand. Storage is unlimited. There is no limit. There is no limit. Unlimited. Why Snowflake is showing Snowflake data warehouse is unlimited? Because backend it is using cloud file system for storing the data. There is no limit for AWS S3, Azure Blob, GCP cloud storage. These storages supporting unlimited storages. That's why Snowflake is saying Snowflake supports unlimited storages. Next one, processing team. Processing, we can create multiple virtual warehouses. Warehouse 1 with 2 resources means 2 words easy to mention. Warehouse 2 with 4 resources. Warehouse 3 with 8 resources. Warehouse 4 with 16 resources. Like this, you can create multiple warehouses. What is the advantage of creating multiple warehouses? Let's say your data is 1 GB. Then you can use smaller warehouse. Warehouse 0 with 1 resource. You can use this resource to process this 1 GB data. I have 10 GB data. Then use warehouse 2. I have 50 GB data. Use warehouse 3. I have 1 TB data. Use warehouse 4. Depends upon your data size. You can use corresponding warehouse to process the data. Okay. So you can create n number of virtual warehouses. If it is traditional architecture, you do not have these kind of facilities. Whatever the cluster we created, in that cluster, worker machine having storage, worker machine having processing units. So there is a limitation in storage, there is a limitation in processing. But here, there is no limitation in storage, there is no limitation in processing. You can create n number of clusters. If you want, you can use multiple cluster to process your single data. You can say all these missions, let's say I have 1 petabyte of data. To process 1 petabyte of data, I need all these cluster resources. You can use all these cluster resources to process this 1 petabyte of data. If a data size is more, you can use multiple cluster to process the data because you created multiple clusters with different sizes. That is the main advantage of Snowflake. Okay. Yeah. Let's understand prerequisites for Snowflake team. Basic computer knowledge and SQL is very, very important to team. And next one, any cloud fundamental knowledge. It may be AWS, it may be Azure, it may be GCP. Because we are going to interact with cloud file systems and we are going to move cloud file system data to Snowflake environment. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah. I have already Snowflake account today. This is my Snowflake account. Here you can see symbol. You can see we can ingest data. You can click on add data along with the cloud file systems. Let's say you can load data from AWS S3, Microsoft Azure Blob, and Google Cloud Storage. Along with this data load from different cloud file systems, it also contains multiple connectors. Load data from local file system to Snowflake tables. One leg to Snowflake tables. And we have multiple connectors. You can see more connectors. You can see different connectors. Different connectors available for loading data from different sources to Snowflake tables. It has different connectors. We can load data from different sources to Snowflake. Okay.